Hi, how's it going? My name is Greg Poppa. I'm the writer and director of the short film Cold, and we got a really cool question that I think might help other people out there. And if you have other questions, please submit them. We'd love to do a series of these and just answer any questions that you have. So this one comes from Tabby, who co-owns The Ripple Effect. And Tabby says, how do you feel about switching between behind the scenes and then being on camera? I am very heavily involved in the production and creating process of events, but I also host events and sometimes find it very difficult to snap back and forth between the two, but I also feel extra prepared when I'm on stage. One of the main things that I found when we did our first film, Foxes, back in 2001, was that since I was wearing so many hats, I was producer, writer, director, actor, set builder, and all this other stuff, and there's so much stuff going on, was that I sort of trusted myself as an actor a little bit too much, that I thought no matter what's going on, I'll just be able to nail this scene no matter what. And we did do a little bit of trying to get into the actor mode of things, but sometimes there's just so much going on that it makes it very difficult. And I think one of the biggest things that I would do now with Cold, since I'm a director and I also play the role of Samuel, who's in for a few scenes, is I need to actually allow myself to have space as the actor and talk to myself as the director. So to have my director's part of my brain talk to my actor's part, so I can say, this is what we need to get out of this scene. This is the point of the scene. This is where we've come. This is where we've gone. This is where we're going. And then for the actor's part to be emotionally charged going into the scene. So knowing like what my needs and wants are, and crossing my threshold and getting the right breath in me. Those things are all going to be very crucial for myself as an actor. And then as a director, making sure that the actor is actually in that space before we call action. So actually talking to myself, instead of just trusting that I know what I'm doing, to actually just do the thing that gets me there, I think is a big thing, is being able to get yourself there. Rehearse as much as possible in pre-production. Sometimes there is just so much going on and you might have to fall back on what you've done already. So if you can rehearse a ton in pre-production, that's only going to help you. I like to say that like rehearsals is like getting a lot of bad takes out of the way, so that way when you go to do the scene, you only have at bare minimum good takes and up to use. So get all of your bad takes out of the way in rehearsal. Get as close to yourself emotionally as you'll be on the day. And if you need to fall back on your rehearsals, and pre-production rehearsals, you have something good, a good foundation to fall back on. And making sure that you get coverage of yourself. So when we did Foxes, my acting teacher, Lisa Pelican, told me, watch out for this, for as being a actor-director, is that a lot of times what happens is you don't want to appear like you have this massive ego, so you don't get enough coverage of yourself. I know for a couple of scenes, we only got like 2 or 3 takes tops in any way, but for the other actor, I probably got closer to 5 or 6, sometimes, not all the time, but 5 or 6 takes, and getting more coverage of them, spending more time on them, to make sure we really got it right, you know? So I think spend a little bit more time on your character as the director. Know that you need more time, and as the actor, to not just call cut when you think the scene's over as the actor, to keep allowing yourself to have the scene happening, to keep happening. So that's what I would say. I would say talk to yourself as the director and the actor. Make sure you split those two, that you have a clear boundary between those two. Rehearse as much as possible, and to make sure you're getting enough really good coverage on yourself. So those are my takes on it. I'd love to see what Suji Cruz has to say about this. Suji, I know, has dealt with this multiple times. So Suji, why don't you take it away?